Reaper City. Yeah, Haas is here, dude. This is what you're missing out on, man. Proc, you gotta get in on these Reapers, bro. I know you don't have Ravenloft yet, but, you know. But yeah, I haven't grouped with Haas in a month. He's been real busy in real life.
Ready.
But I think he's back now. Proc says hi, by the way. He's hanging out in chat. Haas.
Thank you.
No, not.
Just did, Proc. No problem, man. You guys are a couple of old dogs around this guild.
Minute.
I can't wait till they come out with that remnant Roomba that can follow you around and vacuum up all the remnants for you.
Yeah, I'd buy that for $1.
Vengeance.
Doom Reaper. Meld into darkness. Damn it. He ran away from my intimidate again.
Circle.
I should have waited until I had his aggro before I hit my meld into darkness, because now it's already gone. We should be good to kill this Vengeance Reaper as long as he's way back here. Circle.
Circle. I'm ready.
If you need a snack, help yourself to some ham. I'll collect it all up. Sell it for cheap money on the auction house. Newbies love ham. Remnant. Are we always looking for new players to join Highlords and Malkier? When you say new players, do you mean like new players of the game? Because if so, no. Because we're not really like a teaching guild. We're more like an intermediate level kind of a guild in terms of like experience in the game. You know, we have some information posted on our website, so we usually one of the little bullet points about like who would be a good fit is we say like have been playing DDO for at least 6 months, because I really feel like new players, they don't really know if they're going to be sticking around or not. They might play the game for a few weeks and just decide it's not really for them, and I don't want a lot of those come and goes in the guild. I want people who you've been around long enough to know that they really enjoy the game and they want to stick with it, and they want to take their game to the next level. So we're a raiding guild. While we're not a teaching guild, we're teaching people the basics of the game. We will teach people how to raid, and definitely help people become better players once they reach that level of raiding. But we do always, we do always take in new members, which is, when it comes to maintaining a guild, that's been an important thing, is that we never stop taking in new members. We do so at a very deliberate and measured rate. But, if you don't, I feel like if you don't keep taking new people, that the guild will die out due to attrition, as people just, leave the game, and, because that's the nature of an MMO, right? People eventually move on to other things. Life happens, other games happen, etc. But we're a friends guild, so, we don't just recruit anybody. We recruit people who we run with, and people who we enjoy running with, that we've made friends with and gotten to know over time, that we feel like would be a good fit into our guild community.
Remnants.
And the best way, for somebody who, is not already, friends with High Lords and wants to get to know the High Lords, the best way to do that
Got
is to
3
join
mega level to hit me something.
our public raids. We host 6 days of public raids on Sarlona, so, virtually every day of the week we're hosting public raids. And one of those raids is teaching raids for new players, but all of our raids are newbie friendly. And so, for somebody who wants to get their foot in the door with us and get to know us and see if maybe this is the kind of place they want to be, that's how you start, is joining our raids, and keep joining our raids and get to know us. And when we get to know people through our public raids and we get to know them well, we get to become friends with them, we start inviting them to our private guild raids when we have space. And just kind of go from there. So it's a process. It's something that takes time. Like I said, this is a friends guild, and if we take in somebody new, we want to be as sure as we can reasonably be that they're going to be a good fit to our community. There's a certain atmosphere here that we want to make sure people are going to fit into. And it's not going to be for everybody. Well, if you're thinking about coming to Sarlona and you'll be looking for a guild right away, I have actually several guilds that I like to recommend to folks. And these are all established guilds who are recruiting. They've been around for a long time. And I've been referring people to these guilds for a while. So, just for anybody who's out there, might be on Sarlona looking for a guild, or potentially transferring, the guilds that I like to recommend are Swords of the Light, Brotherhood of Redemption, the Unrepentant, and shoot, I forgot the other one that I like to refer people to. And there's information about all those guilds in the Sarlona Guilds forum. Every server, has its own forum. So there's like a Sarlona forum, a Caneth forum, Philanus forum, and so on and so forth. And every one of those server forums has a sub-forum in it called, Sarlona Guilds, or Philanus Guilds, or Kyber Guilds, whatever. And the guilds post, in there about themselves, if they're recruiting, what their recruiting practices are. But in my guild, I personally like to take about 1 to 2 new people per month, but you know, in the last few years, it hasn't been that many. During the second half of 2019, we took in 6 people, so it was about 1 per month on average. That's a pretty good pace. We have long-term people here. Most people that join this guild will be here for the rest of their DDO life. Some people it doesn't work out, and some people move on, but most people end up staying here for the long haul. And you know, we're really looking for people who are, like I said, a good fit, committed to the game, committed to the guild. But you know, this is a guild that's over a decade old, so you know, we're not a startup guild that's looking to bolster its numbers. You know, like, we have plenty of guildies, we fill our own raids, so we're not in a position where we need numbers. We don't need people, but we do take in people. Like, if we make friends with somebody and we feel like it's a good fit and that it makes sense, you know, then we might approach somebody. But like I said, anybody's welcome to raid with us. And it doesn't matter if you're, if you know, if you're a total raid newbie. Yeah, pull it over. Actually, we probably could have got away with just leaving it, but that's okay. Even if you're a total raid newbie, it's okay. Like, we'll teach you how to raid. You know, even if, you know, regardless of whether or not how you feel about, you know, whether you'd want to potentially join the guild long term or not. You know, it's our public raids, like I said, they're newbie friendly. And just let us know if you're new to the raid. This guy's buffed. And we'll explain what you need to know. There's a famine. Probably poured over to us any second. There he is. Shrine's right there when you're ready.
Ready for us.
Three remnants. These scarecrows, they start off, I guess, immune to acid as this, you know, or excuse me, poison, as a lot of mobs are, but when I hit them with the spell-like ability, wave of poison, that will make them vulnerable to poison, so then successive attacks will do damage. I sure as hell don't do much damage, but, you know, I'm not, you know, the intent is not to be DPS, it's just doing enough damage to generate some hate, so it can help me maintain aggro. We got a, looks like a Plague Reaper on our 6. We can pull that Venji back before we aggro the next group. Now the Vengeance Reaper, will, when it explodes, it will not give its death buff to mobs that haven't activated yet, so like these scarecrows here. And the ones over here that aren't active yet, they won't get the buff even if they were in proximity. Just in case anybody doesn't know, Vengeance Reapers, when they die, in a very large AoE, will give a buff to any mobs around them, making them do like 500% damage. It's ridiculous. And they recently made a change, and as far as I could tell, it was a stealth change, because I didn't see it in any release notes, but they made it so that, see, normally that death buff is permanent, but they made it, let's just walk back the other way. We'll retrace our steps.
Yeah.
See, the death buff is permanent, okay, but they recently changed it so that if it's on an orange or red name, it's timed. It's a 2-minute buff now, which was a great change, because you know, when an orange name or like a red name, like a quest boss, got that buff, it was just ridiculous. And I've had to just abandon quests because we just couldn't do anything. You know, bosses, you know, the quest boss is just like one-shotting everybody, and then you just...
Guys?
What's up?
What?
You're going way too far, bro.
Sorry.
Straight line from back here, that way we don't argue with moms.
Yep.
Mike over here.
I was yakking on the live stream, talking about Vengeance Reapers. Ooh, look at that party. Run it. What happened, Syax?
I got killed?
Ran out of hit points, man. You need to go to the
Ran
hit
out
point
of
store
red
and get
stuff
some
in my
more.
pocket.
Are you next to the shrine out there?
Yeah.
Yes. And there's a Fear Reaper.
You better get in here, Beneficus.
Just go in. I'll hit the shrine.
Yeah, just come in, bro.
Oh, I didn't. I was worried it would stay out here and scream. That would have made sense.
It'll stop screaming after that's the way.
Yeah, we're in a different zone here, so it wouldn't affect us anyways.
Yeah, sir, we always just go kill that mob real quick. You know, most people need a shrine.
Step in and dance. Nice. Remnant in the middle. Remnant in the side. 2 remnants in the side. And 1 in the corner.
Looking for the belt out of here if one drops.
Does anybody use the legendary ward inscribed pendant? Because I guess they're a really good one.
Very bad.
Is that the trip brick? Yeah. Use that one on my barbarian.
It's got Mythic 1, Reaper 3.